Tokens or variables? Which one should your design system use? One gives you structure, while the other gives you flexibility. And if you choose wrong, your entire system can fall apart at scale. Well, let's break it down. First, what are tokens? Tokens are reusable values. When you think of tokens, think of things like spacing, colors, and typographies. These are values that you can rename, store, and also can be translated to code and used and reused all over your entire systems. Once they are stored, and I said before, they can be used all over your system and in code base, they create a more consistent kind of structure for your design system. Designers use them, developers use them and love them, and they bring a lot of consistency. Now, what are variables? Now, variables in the simple terms are different forms in which your component can exist. And this can be used for either creating dark modes, active modes, different language toggles, and different logical states inside your component. Variables let you build lots of dynamic prototypes, and they don't replace tokens, they work alongside with tokens. But now, here is the question. When do you use a token? Well, you use a token when you want lots of consistencies, especially between your design and your code. Color tokens like color.primary, they make it easier for you to sync your design and code, and they also help engineers save a lot of time by reusing lots of the tokens that you have already created for them. Now, tokens also help with theming, brand scaling, and also cross-platform UI. They're like the backbone of any system, and they help you scale your design system at large to create lots of consistencies between design and engineering. But when do you use variables? Now, variable lets you swap out value dynamically, like switching them from either light mode to dark mode, from active to inactive state, from ghost state to hover state. You can do most of these things with variables. When you use them in prototypes and you want your designs to kind of feel alive and respond to things like touch, animations, different move and flow, different motion logics, this is where variables come in, and they help you create lots of amazing logic for your design system, and not just generally structure. Now, some of the best systems actually use both of these together in their design system. And here's the truth. You do not need to pick one. You can use both of them together in your design system. The best design systems use tokens for consistencies, and they use lots of variables for interactions and different states to help scale their entire design system. It is not a one solution fits all, and it is not either tokens or variable. Ideally, it should be both, and they should complement each other in whatever you're building in your design system. But here's one angle you might not be looking at. What if I told you that none of this matters at all if your naming convention is a mess and it's not structured? If you don't have the right naming convention, there's still going to be a lot more inconsistencies even when you start building tokens or when you start mapping out different variables for your design system. But then you might not know how to fix your naming convention, and I totally understand. That is why I'm here, and I'll help you do it. If you watch these next videos, I'm going to show you how bad naming convention can kill scalability in your design system. But not just that, I'll also show you how to implement good naming convention, and I'll show you how to fix it with a simple system that your team will actually use and love, and also your engineers are going to thank you for implementing this kind of system. If you feel like this is something you need, why don't you click on this other video over here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this video if it brought you value, and I'll meet you over there to explain how to solve any problems you might have with your naming convention. See you there.